Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Morses, and this is your Wednesday weather update. For today, we are expecting highs in the mid-90s. Once again, the humidity is higher, so we actually have a heat advisory in effect for a good portion of the region today, but we also have the highest chance of storms that we've had throughout the week here, so that may provide quite a few of us with some heat relief today, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. We'll see that rain make its way in. We do have a few scattered storms that are out there this morning, a little disturbance to the north of us, stirring up some rain in Red River, McCurtain counties. Expecting today, as these storms kind of weaken out, they'll send out some outflow boundaries, and we're expecting the storms will kind of build south. So we're hoping at some point we'll get the rain down to I-20, where we've lacked the rainfall for the past few days, and temperatures did reach about 100 degrees across most of the region yesterday. So we're hoping to get the rain going earlier. Again, this front will help to stir things up. We're on the warm and humid side of the front, and it is that rise in humidity today that will give us that heat advisory, which I'll show you here in just a moment. But we're up to about a 40% chance of scattered storms. We've been in that 20 to 30% category throughout the week, so slightly higher chance of that rainfall today. And the temperatures are much warmer this morning, so we are going to start out a few degrees higher today. And even though we'll see some clouds out there, most of us should make a run into the low to mid 90s this afternoon. It's about the same as what we've seen throughout the week here, but again, with the clouds and the rain, there is a chance the heat advisory, we may not reach that heat index of 105 this afternoon, and that just depends on what time the rain pops up in your location if you're lucky enough to receive it. But that heat advisory in effect until 7 p.m. excludes quite a few of our counties there in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, but still some dangerous heat, so just use some caution if you're outside today. Make sure you're hydrated before you go out there, and you can see the heat index areas like Shreveport up to about 107 or 108 this afternoon. Let me get you to Futurecast. This is our in-house model, which has initialized the best today. It sees those storms out there in northeast Texas, and it does show maybe some outflow from those storms, triggering some additional development down towards the Shreveport area, maybe even by lunchtime today. So that's our hope, is that we'll have pretty decent coverage of the rainfall this afternoon. May keep the temperatures below forecast, but again, if you miss the rain, you're likely headed into the upper 90s today. We will repeat this tomorrow, so there is a slight chance of those storms sticking around on Thursday. And of course, an update for you on Tropical Storm Erin, still out in the middle of the Atlantic there, winds still at 45 miles per hour. Going to get interesting next week for the East Coast as the track continues to shift a little further to the west here. I'm not concerned about this making its way into the Gulf, but you can see this will probably curve towards the eastern seaboard here, so a lot to keep your eyes on if you do have some travel plans, take you to Florida or maybe up the East Coast next week. But again, for the ArkLaTex, doesn't look like we'll see any impacts from that storm, but we'll obviously continue to pass along the updates for you. Speaking of our local weather here, we'll have those just slight rain chances, keeping us in the mid-90s through the end of the week. Likely dry for the weekend, so upper 90s for the weekend before that rain returns next week, and should begin to cool back down by the middle of next week.